talk about bands unexpectedly. You and I are both fans of the show Metalocalypse.
Right.
As someone who is a world-famous rock star, Death Clock, big, like Nathan Explosion style going on here, is that just the greatest show and most accurate documentary of all time? Or is this just the most brutal radio interview you've ever been involved in? Thank you. You're welcome.
That was very good. You know what? My tour manager's got you beat on that, though.
Really?
And he can quote every episode.
Wow.
And there was a point there where we had like all the different, however many seasons on the bus.
Right.
And so every single day it was just nothing but Metalocalypse. And then finally we had to phase that out.
You just had to stop
and
it.
some of that stuff hits close to home too. You know that I can't remember the name of the band, but it's something very Guns N' Roses.
Snakes and Barrels.
Yeah.
Snakes and Barrels. Snakes and Barrels right there. Yeah. I can hear you're sitting there, you're like, oh man, you're doing it. It's my life story right there. So how did you, this is what every radio JO does. Hey, so I knew someone who knew you 40 years ago. This is how I knew someone who knew you. Uh-huh. Okay. In San Diego in the 90s, I was really trying to have sex with this woman named Gina DePasquale, and she shut me down hard. She wouldn't do it. But her BFF, Donna, was in the band Snake Pit.
Right.
And now there was some sort of legal battle between you and Snake Pit. What was the deal on that?
Well, and I'm glad you brought this up because you're the only DJ that knows anything about this. For once to come and talk about something interesting.
Because you know what? Because I felt like you were CBing me, man. Well, because I was trying to get on her friend, but they were so consumed with the Snake Pit. First, they were like, "Holy crap, that guy even knows who we are," and secondly, he wants to get the name. So you tell the story.
Well, the thing was, is Snake Pit everybody always thinks it was a solo thing because it was called Slash's Snake Pit.
Right.
But it wasn't. It was actually a band, and I called it Snake Pit, and it was fine, and so on. And then all of a sudden, in the 11th hour, this band popped up, and they were from San Diego.
Yeah, right? It was four chicks.
And said they were Snake Pit. And I said, really, give me some proof of that, because I've never heard of you, and so on. And so I went and met them at some bar, and they didn't have, they had a demo. It was like a demo that they must have thrown together really quickly.
Right.
And it was really bad. And so, but see, so it's almost like they rushed out and copywrote the name Snake Pit.
They did do that.
Like at the last second.
Right.
And so I tried to sort of coerce them out of it. Obviously, they weren't really together enough to really go anywhere.
No, they weren't.
And I was just about to put a record out.
Right.
And I had a few, bought them drinks and, teased a couple of flirted with them and so on.
Right.
And then anyway, so I thought I'd walked away from it, sort of holding the name and everything was cool. But one of the girls in the band is actually an attorney professionally.
Really?
And she put my feet to the fire and just fought me on this until finally I wasn't going to spend the money. So I just said, you know what, we'll just call it Slash the Snake Pit. And that's why it's called that.